Yeah, thanks for taking that call last night. Were you in the middle of your
yeah.
play?
No, I wouldn't,
Oh.
no, our phones were off during the play.
Okay, good.
No, I remember, yeah, I think we were getting ready to leave.
Mm.
It didn't start until 8 o'clock.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so we didn't get home till after 11,
Wow.
which is way late for me. Okay. Here we are at the, I gotta check the May 22nd Select Board Workshop. And we are expecting the people who are looking at the plantation to make a showing here. They want to just kind of have a quick sit down with us. In the meantime, we're going to talk about a few things.
Yes.
Do we need to talk about your list of officials?
That's kind of where I wanted to start.
Okay.
Is looking over the nomination paper ad that's going to go in the shopper's guide.
Yeah.
I did provide 2 worksheets, and the one that begins with select board, if you could please cross out and appointed. It should say elected official summary.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the one that starts with 911 officer, just strike out elected, it is the appointed
Got it.
worksheet.
Okay.
So if you could just kind of take a look, I guess more importantly for time's sake, the elected official summary, so we can get this nomination paper ad into the shopper's guide this afternoon. I have 1 position for select board open, 1 for town clerk, 1 for road commissioner, 1 for school board, 1 for planning board, 3 for budget committee, and 2 for Piper Free High School, High Fund, I guess. We call it High Fund in the worksheet, but I think the correct term is Piper Free High School Director.
Yeah.
I've never seen it listed as anything else but Piper Free High.
Okay.
Yeah, but who knows?
I think that's just carried over from old ballots, that
Old
might be the
ballots.
title, yep, so.
So-
So we do have a 3-year term and 4-year term for Piper Free, for the reason being that, both, spots are, expiring in 2025, and to keep them staggered, one will have to be for 3-year and one will have to be for 4 years? Does that make sense to everybody, or?
Well, I thought they were 3-year terms, so,
Okay, for some reason we have, Sherry Hasty was the only member we had on the board, I guess.
Right.
Before that last election last year,
yeah.
and she expired in 25. Pam Pride got elected for 1 year, which would also bring her to 2025, so we have 2 expiring in 2025. If we do the 3-year terms, they're both gonna expire the same
Well,
year,
no,
so-
I don't mind a stagger,
Yep,
but shouldn't it be a 2-year term and a 3-year term?
okay.
That way we're not going past what I believe the bylaws say.
Then you're gonna have 2 expire in 27.
Well,
No?
no, I think because the secretary treasurer is an additional
Yeah.
spot.
Right, that,
Okay.
Aren't
Okay.
they, I thought they were nominated for 5 years, according to the Piper bylaws.
oh, really?
Yeah, the secretary treasurer. Yeah, let me pull it.
Oh, the secretary,
Yeah,
Is
that may
5-year?
be, okay,
Okay.
that may be. Unless,
Tom was elected for the 4 years, 3 years, last meeting, last election. So it was
Okay.
5, but yeah, if that needs
Yeah,
to
let
be
me go look
fixed,
at
we
there.
should.
yeah,
let me look.
because if they appoint, well, it may not be in line with the 3-year anyways, if they decide that one of their directors is gonna be the
This is
secretary
2028,
treasurer.
okay, So it'll be 26, 27, 28.
The treasurer secretary shall be chosen by election for a term of 5 years.
Okay.
And that is the current. They wanted to change it to, appoint the terms for each director, and the secretary term is 5 years. and they want to change it to 3 years, I guess. That's what they proposed, but I don't know that we agreed on any of that.
Mhm.
So
Well,
that,
if we appoint someone, then it would be to fill out Tom.
which should be 5 years.
On the ballot, it was a 3-year term.
Right.
You've been kind of mixed.
Mm.
Not the first time.
On the ballot, it was.
This is always a job to.
Pardon me?
It always seems to be a job.
Oh, yeah,
Sometimes,
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah,
wait a
oh.
minute.
Yeah.
Believe me, I know.
I'm sure. So we're doing, just for the ad here, are we gonna change Pamela Pride's spot to 2 years? A 2-year position?
Yeah,
2
one
and
of them
3?
2-year and
2
one
and
of them
3?
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 and 3. So expirations would be 27 and 28.
For the new ones,
For the
yes.
new ones,
Yeah.
correct? Okay.
Mhm.
All right, sounds good.
And
I-
then we're appointing somebody for,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I think we ought to let the board see if they want to elect one of their own, or
and they're very happy to do that.
Recommend.
Yep,
Yeah.
they're happy to do that,
Yeah.
if that's what we agree on. I
Yeah.
heard from them that
yeah.
they would do that, so,
Uh-huh.
yep.
And does it make sense after we sent an email to MMA Legal that the 2 vacancies, one for Budget Committee and one for Piper, would get filled by an appointment to fill out the term? Does that make,
It does, yeah. I still have a question there, but I'm gonna go with what they said.
go with that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, my only point is, even if we had somebody in mind, we still haven't appointed someone and you're making nomination papers available.
Mhm.
And if that person decided not to take it,
Right.
then we're SOL.
I
But-
just also noticed that you have Budget Committee, you have Pamela Dutremble on there twice.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. One of them is definitely, because that was an error made last year or a year before. So I know exactly which one you're talking about, so, yep. Pamela Trimble just got elected, so she would be expiring in 27, and 2026 is Jeff Wright. Yep, that was the paperwork issue that we
Oh,
went through
yeah.
a couple years ago.
It's 26, okay.
That's right, yeah.
Yep. That's Jeff.
And I can send you a PDF of the edited worksheet if that's helpful.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna edit it anyways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need to print it.
And I just, the appointed, are we all set with the elected worksheet?
I believe so.
Okay. For the appointed worksheet, all the yellow are the slots that are, expiring at the end of June. The ones in peach color would be expiring at the end of September 2025 town meeting, so,
So Jen has resigned as EMA officer.
great.
Mm-hmm,
So we changed that to open.
okay.
Aaron just identified that, and also the safety officer, we're gonna change that to open too.
So then in Planning and Development, you have Jen listed, but it expires in June of 26. Is that?
And that shouldn't be that should be unhighlighted.
Okay.
Because she's still current, yep, that was just an error.
Yep.
Yep.
They have a meeting coming up in June that I go to once a year. They have a meeting.
So does that make sense to work on for the month of June, I guess, or?
What are we doing with the comprehensive plan committee? We don't need to
We don't
reappoint,
need,
I don't
yeah,
believe,
yeah,
'cause that's a done deal.
it's a done deal. So I'm putting a big X through it.
And you started telling me about the safety officer. I don't remember.
Oh, I remember having a discussion about what it
Yeah.
is, and if something it was different than the code enforcement, but they could call Jesse if there was a question or an issue with building safety or or just something very vague,
Yeah.
very vague. And he
Okay.
filled that spot. I don't know how often he was called or, yeah,
Is there a requirement? It must be if we,
that's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could find out. I
Yeah.
don't know. I could even ask Jesse what he
Right.
he
Yeah.
signed up for.
yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
So is everybody agreeable to the ad, other than the change from the two Piper, it would be changing from a 2-year term to a 2-year term and 3-year term at the
Yeah.
very bottom.
So here's a comment from Pam Tremble. Current bylaws say 5 years for secretary treasurer. Revised will hopefully be one director,
Mhm.
and that will also be a secretary treasurer. So that would leave the three of
But-
them.
Okay, but, well, we'll need to look at that then. Does that mean that director has a 5-year term?
I would think so. That's
Because that's gonna throw the whole scheme off.
right.
Oh, unless they're all going to 5-year.
I don't think so. Right.
All right, yeah,
Right.
we'll
Yeah.
have to look at that.
TBD.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
And
yeah, looks good, Danielle.
Municipal election, I have Friday, September 5th. I think that's the correct date. Is that, somebody confirm that for me?
Before we put that in
Before we
there.
put it in the paper?
Labor Day, Friday, September 5th. That follows our tradition, recent
Okay.
tradition at least.
All right, so Friday, September 5th, annual town meeting, Saturday, September 6th.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay, all right, so that's that. All right, next item, we have some overages in the professional services account.
If I step out periodically, it's because I'm wondering where the
Okay,
youthful main folks are.
so Aaron identified some things that we could move, and I think it's a really good idea, so if we could do that, it would fix the overage. Move the 1750 for Trio Web from unanticipated to software, 8554 for the code enforcement cell phone from unanticipated to computer expenses, and then the 306150 from professional services to unanticipated. And that would bring the professional services to 0.
Okay, and certainly that makes sense, the last one.
But you have to free up money in the unanticipated to be able
Right.
to do that move, so.
Right, yep. Yep,
I just have an update from Pam. I'm looking at the comments on our,
Oh, yep.
Pam determined, no, make it all three for 3 years. So-
On Piper?
Yeah,
which is what you got.
which
I
is
have
what we
a
got
two-
now.
I have a 2-year
Okay.
and a 3-year.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that puts them on a 3-year cycle.
Okay.
Rotating cycle,
Okay.
yes. Yes. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, as Aaron and I were talking earlier, the way in particular, the computer expenses and software expenses are categorized is just all over the place.
Mhm.
And it would be a lot easier if they were straightened out, and then we probably wouldn't run into this kind of thing for the,
Right.
at least for the software. So, yeah, that sounds good.
So we'll go ahead and just move that money around, so we're at 0 then. Do you want anything to sign?
Yeah, we should sign that.
All right, we'll
Yeah.
do like a transfer sheet type of thing?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, great. That's done. I have a sheet of outstanding transfers, with the current reserve account sheet for you to look at. I don't have, and back to your grant question, I don't have anything in my notes that we closed out the York County Sheriff account. I don't know if we should search minutes. I couldn't find anything, but, I don't know if somebody has notes or can recall if we ever did.
Well, let me just search our minutes,
Yep.
since we now have that capability. Let's see if I can do it.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, select board.
I'm just always amazed at the amount of interest we're able to collect.
Alright, so where do I, agenda minutes, there we go. Recent. And, okay.
Okay, quick email to us from Debbie. Jesse Stacy, safety officer, that position is for the town office building, to check outlets, et cetera.
Well, it's appointed anyway, so
Okay.
we'll talk about that when she's back.
Which
Yeah.
reminds me, there's an outlet in the gym that is like falling out and falling off, so I will give Keith Logan a call and have him come take care of it. It's
Why
pretty,
don't we do a little survey first
Okay.
throughout the building?
see what else we need?
Yeah,
Okay.
just, I can probably do that Monday, or we can do it Monday, whenever.
It's a holiday, I'm not gonna be here.
Oh, it's a holiday, yeah, I'm not gonna be
You can do
here
it
either.
Monday.
No,
Are you sure?
thanks.
Okay, yep.
Well, in that case, I might not be able to do it before I leave, so, yeah, why don't you call Keith?
Okay,
Sorry.
yep, Tuesday I can look around as well and just see if there's any, I know we had outlets that weren't functioning in the gym, but I think he fixed those.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that one in the far side is,
I only have 9 minutes, so
Okay.
if we could just kind of
go through. it,
Yeah.
go
yeah.
forward. Maybe we can check on the York County Sheriff to see if that was closed out ever. On the outstanding transfer list, so I have down from September 2022 town meeting, $20,000 from Bartlett Doe to the general fund was not done, so I have that. September 2023 town meeting, the $40,000 from Bartlett Doe Reserve to general fund was not done, so we have that in the worksheet. All the outstanding transfers I have down in the notes on the spreadsheet to be done, in order to reconcile, so, you can see those same amounts in the worksheet under the note sections for deposits and withdrawals. February 27th, 2024, I'm striking out the $6,000 and change from ARPA to pay for the police cruiser, because that was voted but not allowed by ARPA. Is that correct?
I think we talked about that,
Okay.
yeah.
yeah.
So we'll strike that out. $5,000 from ARPA for DOT stream crossing, that never got done, did it? As far as, we didn't have a stream crossing?
We did
grant?
not, correct.
Okay, so
Yep.
strike that out. Okay, so February is done. June 27th, we have to move $3,000 from ARPA to the general fund for Text My Gov, $8,200 from ARPA to the automatic door openers, $9,000 from ARPA to technology improvements. So if we do that, that would take care of the June 27th town meeting in 2024. All the September 2024 town meeting transfers need to be done. Move $5,000 in the sidewalk reserve, $10,000 in Sockeye Rescue Capital Reserve, $23,000 in the revaluation reserve. I did have a question, and we can wait till Debbie gets back. The $164,000 for storm damage. I need to talk to someone as far as that would get reimbursed by FEMA. And it has to go in the appropriate spot where that money got paid out of. So if it was out of the fund balance, I think FEMA needs to go back to the fund balance legally. I
Okay.
can't go
Was that,
strictly
was,
to the roads.
okay, it wasn't an overage then, it was a,
The 164, that's my question. As far as
okay,
the accounts, I can't really tell, so.
Yeah, I think that is the overage, or at least
Okay.
mostly, but, yeah, we need to
So-
verify that.
mm,
We do have the FEMA money, we just have to put it back in their appropriate accounts.
Mhm.
So 15,000 from general fund to municipal building, 40,000 from Bartlett Doe Reserve to the general fund, and 18,000 from ARPA for the hot water heater. So if we do all that, that's all in the sheet, so that's kind of what I'm looking to do, but I want a signature, on that before we do anything, so we can keep track, so. Just something to think about. I know you can't agree on anything today, but those are the numbers we're looking at. And also, still, the ARPA adjustment is still outstanding. I did look at things after I added the April interest into the reserve. The ARPA interest amount is $7,052.15. that fund has gained in interest over the years since the deposit. The transfer amount in my last email that I sent Friday wasn't correct. To reconcile and to get the amount that I feel that's in ARPA after you pay out all the expenses, we have to transfer $42,827.82 out of the reserve into the general fund that is gonna pay for our ARPA expenses. Right now, all the expenses are coming out, none of the money has been put in, or not all the money has been put in, I should say.
Right.
The balance is $54,875 still in the reserve account, and we need to make some adjustments, because with all the expenses, that's not a real amount, so.
Mhm. Okay. What you're saying is all reasonable. I have
Okay.
to,
Yep, so just something to think about, and
Yep.
maybe we can talk about it more in a meeting.
okay,
So,
Very good.
that's all I got, and that's the list.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so, I don't know, are you guys gonna have a workshop next week, do you think?
I'll be here no matter what on Thursday,
Yeah.
so I don't know
Okay.
if Jen's got anything going on or
Yeah,
not.
okay. I'm not gonna be here Thursday, we're heading out,
Okay.
so. I guess we can mention that a little later when Jen comes back.
Okay. I will get out of the way, so the plantation people can come in.
All right, thanks again.
Yep, thank you.
That call I got right before we went live
Mm-hmm,
was Michael Taylor.
yeah,
He said that in the last 48 hours, somebody dumped 3 tires, 2 of them with rims, near 80 Stagecoach.
hmm,
I don't think I clicked send yet. I'm gonna send you guys an email.
okay.
Do we have somebody that does that sort
We
of?
don't.
Okay.
We don't. Jen has been real good about picking up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have a pickup anymore, so I'm not gonna.
Nor do I.
I threw a couple of tires in the back of my car. But that just makes a mess.
Yep.
Yeah, we do not have a formal plan there.
Okay.
And we shouldn't put it on Jen either.
Right.
She's got a lot on her platter. Oh yeah, wouldn't it be nice to have cameras everywhere?
It would be. Yeah.
The invasion of privacy issues come up, but for things like that.
Yeah.
Last Tuesday, okay, just
Yeah, right.
scan through, see when they weren't there, when they were there, and just hone in on it.
I did have somebody reach out through the website about using the gymnasium for a function.
Uh-huh.
They're looking to do they're looking to grill outside. That would, I feel like that would be an insurance no-no.
Possibly. We'd have to check.
Yeah. Because I know that they're, like, I know we can't have alcohol,
Right.
smoking, those are in our rules,
Yeah.
which I was gonna send her. But yeah.
Are all of the agenda and minutes searchable?
It should be.
Okay.
Yeah, the only instance where they wouldn't be is if somebody uploaded it as a picture,
Gotcha.
which there are a few in there, like they scanned it,
Mm-hmm. Right, right.
but most of them are searchable PDFs.
They're all outside, the Levitt people, and I'm just gonna help them unload, because nobody extra, nobody, not even the usual people are here.
Oh no.
No, yeah.
Oh,
it's
for the,
the food pantry.
geez.
Yeah.
I'll go give them a hand. You wanna hang out?
I can do that.
Yeah, all right. Well, we got it all.
No, nice.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
How are you?
Bit better.
It could be a little warmer.
It could be.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor there were a bunch of trucks over at the old townhouse. You haven't heard that?
No, I thought he wasn't starting
Uh-oh.
until next week or the week after.
Wonder what they are then.
Do they
Well,
have,
because he hasn't reached out about getting staging yet, has he?
No, no.
yeah, or a key?
Or a key?
Yeah.
Not to me, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no. Danielle
So
has.
maybe it's just some linesman or something
Yeah,
that just
that'd be my
decided to
guess.
make use of the parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a woman coming from, where's she coming from? I forget where she's coming from, but she's coming up on June 2nd, and she's a descendant of the Dalton family.
Yeah, yeah, I
The
saw
Dalton
the
house.
request,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that came through here.
Yeah.
So I told her I'd take her over there and show her the graveyard and the
Yeah.
graves, and the house itself is private,
Yeah, yeah.
so.
Which, is it the one right below the townhouse?
The
Which-
one right below the townhouse burned down in 1949
Okay,
or
Oh,
something.
wow.
the existing one.
Yeah, it's around the corner.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
on the National Register
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and probably filled with antiques and beautiful murals.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen anybody there for a while.
Hmm,
And I know the
mhm.
owner died, so what's gonna happen to that house?
Yeah, really,
I don't know.
really.
And the other one down Middle Road, the House of Mirth it was once called.
Yeah, yeah, I know the one you're talking about,
Nobody's been there for over a
yeah.
year either,
Yeah.
because after the owners died, and the
Yeah.
kids aren't interested.
Yeah,
All right, let me know if you hear anything. And if I
Yeah.
find out what the trucks are, I'll say.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, because I think he said the first week, right?
First week of what?
First week of June is what I think he said in his
Okay.
email.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hadn't heard anything about the
Yeah.
scaffolding.
Yeah, I told him to let me know if he needed help moving stuff because I think you said that Cliff might need help moving it. So.
Yeah, I've moved them, but they're heavy.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
feel a lot better with extra people.
Well, he's got
Plus,
2 or
you know,
3 employees, so they
Yeah,
should.
maybe they have a truck that could come pick them up.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll double check with him.
okay. So it looks like some of the older agenda are not searchable.
Oh really?
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh. Huh. The ones that download, oh, that's a Word file. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I'm not, the search doesn't seem to be working real well. I'm searching select board. Well, I didn't even restrict it to select board. It's not case sensitive, is it? Maybe it is. Nope. It's not the issue.
What are you looking?
Well, I was looking for, now I don't even remember, quite frankly. What was Danielle asking about? Yeah, anyways, so I just started, I didn't come up with anything, but I just started playing with it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I searched for reports, which used to be a standard heading on our select board agenda,
Right.
and nothing comes up. Now, the agenda are searchable as well as minutes, right?
It should be, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Something's not happening.
I see, if I do report, I get a bunch.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I get all kinds for report, but not report.
Well, see, I'm not getting any. What the heck?
Really?
Really?
Yeah, if I do reports, I get a bunch. Do you have any filters on the left?
No. Any and any, and no dates in.
Well, I'm logged in. Let me try it on the not. You're logged in though.
No, I'm not logged
Oh,
in.
you're not logged in.
Yeah.
Let's try that.
Aaron, do you know if, the dog donations, if they take, Purina, puppy chow?
I don't remember.
Maybe there's a list there. The food group just donated a huge bag.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, oh, there might
No,
be.
I get a bunch with a report, and I don't.
Let me look in the box, there might be a list.
Because I don't get anything with report or reports.
I get the same.
Huh.
Why?
Okay, so
Doesn't make
what
any sense.
kind of setting? Hmm. Let's search up here.
They only, all it says is they don't accept Beneful, Kitten Caboodle, Meow Mix, so.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, they'll probably donate it to somebody
To
else.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, see if I use the general search at the top of the website, then it comes up with a bunch.
But you were searching in.
I was searching in, let's see here, let's go back. I was in minutes and agenda, or agenda and minutes, and recent meetings. And then I just put report, or I put reports in actually. And I
Oh
get
yeah,
nothing.
upcoming meetings.
Yeah.
Oh, you know why?
No,
I bet they're not attached to a meeting. Because they're not historically attached to a calendar event meeting, and that's why.
but there's some,
But you were able to. Yeah, because if I put, let me see, report. Yeah, because if. Oh no, recent. You want it in recent meetings report. Nothing.
all right, so May 19th, there's reports on the May 19th agenda. And that was a calendar item, I'm sure.
You wonder, let's see if you have to do, I'll do the 1st to the 26th, see if it's like, has to put in a date.
Nope. Nothing. Let's see if I restrict it to select board. Nope,
Nope, nothing's coming up.
nope.
I wonder. Oh. So that search only gives you the meeting title. So if you want, So if you want to search for agendas, you're using the one in the upper right?
Well, I'm using the one
Yeah.
that's not showing me anything is the one that's part of that web page.
So I'm wondering if I do the select board here. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So it's only searching the meeting titles for, yeah.
Okay,
So if you're searching for content, it's got to be up in the upper right.
okay. Somehow we need to let people know about that, I think.
Yep. Um, Doesn't give you the ability to edit this. Yeah, because if I put in, huh. Now if I clear that and clear that, hit apply. Yeah, so it only,
Wait.
let me see if that's like a web form or something. Which content? Makers, they broke things. View all web forms. Nope, just comment and contact. Put that on my list for Civic Plus.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, if they could just add it so that it said search meeting titles instead of search.
Yeah.
Oh, did you find what you were looking for in the, when you went to meetings?
No,
No.
that's what he's gonna let Civic
Okay.
Plus know about.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone's listening and wants to come down to pick up food for Youthful Maine, feel free.
Any mangoes?
No, I know. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Got a cramp. Ugh. I gotta walk. Are they gonna be a while, do you know?
I think they're right there, some of them.
Okay.
And there's a bunch in the parking lot. And,
Yeah.
I mean, do they need an invite to come in, or?
I don't think so.
Okay. And Aaron, is it the same group that was here before? There was somebody from Denmark, there was somebody from, I think, New Jersey, somebody from
I
Florida.
don't know, I didn't,
This morning when they were here?
no, there was only a couple people
Oh,
from them, and
okay.
then the rest were from the state.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I believe.
All right, well, I'm gonna try and get through to Microsoft. And if I have to shut it off, I will.
Hi, thanks for calling Microsoft.
Will you have trash to go out, or can I wheel that?
I will have some, because I'll grab it from the kitchen and,
Okay.
yeah, so just leave it there.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Renee. I'll pull it out.
The training, this call may be recorded or monitored, and information collected on this call may be transferred to other countries. To help me best assist you.
Business. case number
they wanna come in here, or-
What's that?
Did they wanna come in here?
250-402.
I don't know.
003-002-4708.
So, the tire issue,
Yeah.
I went through a very lengthy procedure, or
Office
with
365.
mattresses on the side of the road. Lucky for us, the landowner ended up picking them up and
Yeah.
disposing of them for us, but, you know, that's a tough one. You know, when we have our tire drop-off in September, if somebody picked them up and brought them then, you know, it would be great, but
Right.
otherwise, it's so difficult.
He said a couple of them have rims.
I know, and we don't take them with rims. We just don't. I don't know if Tri-Town takes them either.
Hi, did you get the case number that I started out with? No, okay. Can I give you a case number? Okay, 250-402-003-002-4708.
Huh, under links, I don't see anything for Tri-Town. Where would I? Oh, got it, under
Community.
community, not,
Yeah.
not government.
Okay, sure. 250-402-003-002-4708.
They're closed on Thursdays.
I haven't, I
It
was
was a while ago that I called.
attending their
It was
meetings
April
periodically. I
3rd.
haven't in a long time. Looks like they do not take tires. I don't see that listed at all.
No, April was when I talked to someone. That's the only time I've talked to them. Huh. Okay, well, maybe I can start from scratch then. I'm just trying to get a receipt for a charge on my credit card because my personal credit card was used, but it was for a town expense, and the receipt on my credit card only has my name on it. I can give you the reference that shows up on the charge.
Yeah, there's nothing about tires
Nope.
on here. On
Yeah.
on the fee schedule.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they don't take them.
It says scale items, 20 cents a pound.
It's just construction and.
Yeah, I don't know if that includes.
I don't, CIA may take them in Cornish, but. I mean, you know, there's tires all over the town in ditches, for sure.
But it was you guys,
It was us.
so I'm just gonna tell them that.
Hey,
Those guys were the ones at the townhouse,
Oh!
the Levitt Plantation guys.
they were at the townhouse?
Yeah, they apparently, I don't know, they gathered there and
Oh.
then came over here.
Oh.
Maybe they thought that was the current townhouse.
And when they saw no one.
They were here this morning, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
so they
they met
should
the-
have known.
Yeah, they met with the state and the planning board.
I don't know,
Maybe they were just curious about the buildings and what's out there and,
maybe.
yeah.
Maybe they were just driving around.
Yeah. It's such
Who
a,
knows, but anyway.
Yeah.
it was a-
did Cliff and you connect finally?
Yes, we
Okay.
did finally. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you still with me? Hello? Hello?
Scrap metal, junk, and I don't know that they take tires either.
Hello. Okay, I'm gonna hang up. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Pulling freaking teeth.
Hey, speaking of pulling teeth, how's the telephone thing, the phone? And still
Haven't
no
heard
word.
anything since what you guys last saw.
It's crazy, huh?
It is.
Yep.
Are they, I don't know if there's any more people coming, but there's some in the planning board room. From there.
Oh. Well,
So I
I'll
don't
say
know
hi.
if they're waiting for us in there, or if there's.
There was a
more-
bunch out in the parking lot, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Hey, Scott.
How you doing?
Good.
Hello, Jen.
Hey, Scott.
I'm still handing out
Um,
cannabis application.
oh, I wanted to tell you that after multiple emails, I want the utility pole, the light that's next to the Stanley Building, was a DOT light, but it's the town's responsibility for upkeep, maintenance, and replacing lights that are out. But CMP bills us for the electric usage, so they have come they're part of Parsons Field now, so.
And Jim told me.
Oh, he did, okay.
He did.
Okay.
Jim did tell me.
He
inform me on that.
remembered, he remembered.
He remembered.
Okay,
He was a good boy.
good. Good, I'm glad we got that settled.
So they wanted me to hand in, the girls next door said I had to come in here for handing in a cannabis application for Silver Therapeutics.
Okay. You don't have a letter from the planning board yet, though, right?
No.
No. Okay. We can take what you have, and we don't meet again until June 2nd,
Right.
okay? So,
Come on in. Yeah.
we actually have a scheduled meeting right now, so,
Oh, you do?
yeah.
You paid the fee.
They did previously. See with their
You can have the
previous
fancy
application back in October.
Okay.
Larry, you want the fancy one? You can do the
That was $100.
Yeah.
Yep. And so, what I have is, the bulk of it,
You're talking about the application fee, not the license fee, right?
Right.
Right, okay.
yeah. And how many copies did you need?
We would just need 3.
3? Okay.
Yeah, so we do have their application stuff here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll take whatever he's got, and
Yep.
then we just can't do anything with it
Yep,
until
yep.
Yeah.
the 2nd.
The B asked me to, see if, we can get it stamped.
Time and date stamp?
Yep.
We don't actually have a stamp, do we?
No,
No,
just,
right on it.
Just write on it, on each one? Okay. And she wanted one for her copy too. And the actual application, the form to fill out, was their previous application that they filled out suffice?
we need a package. We need a complete package.
Gotcha.
It's got everything.
The previous application, though, here's the complete application, but then the actual form that you fill out, I can put on top of that
Yeah.
from the last
Now,
one.
understand, all we're doing is saying we received it. We are
Exactly.
not
No,
marking it
I
as.
do.
Are you
I-
talking about this?
Correct,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll put that copy on top of this.
We need to get going.
Yeah, sorry,
Yes, yeah, I did,
sorry,
I
yeah.
didn't realize.
Yeah, yeah. Aaron, have you met people?
I haven't.
Herbert?
Yeah. Hey, Aaron.
Aaron.
Hey, good to meet you.
Rayla?
Lara?
Oh, Lara's close. And Asker.
Yes.
All right. 2 out of 3. I apologize.
No, no worries. My apologies, because I told David, I sent you all an email, but I sent it from the woods, and I don't think it came through when we were trying to.
Oh.
I think we'd be here between 3:30
Oh, any one of
ish.
them.
Yeah,
And then I got a notification that it didn't.
yeah, it's quite all right. I mean,
So-
last we heard was between 2:30 and 4, so.
Yeah, I was trying to dial it in just so you know when
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
showing up.
Yeah.
Excuse me, so my apologies for that. I was,
No worries.
It's quite all right.
I appreciate you accommodating us today. Yeah. Is this, you having like kind of like office hours or what kind of?
Yeah, Thursday afternoons, we have a workshop from 2:30 to 4. We are live, just so you know, we are being broadcast. Yeah, yeah, for transparency.
Is it on like, is it on TV? Like,
It's on our Facebook page,
oh, okay, so it's
and then
it's
we
live stream.
archive it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
Oh,
available.
right on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm happy to be part of the town, for the record. Yeah.
Yep.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Jen, yeah.
Yeah,
I know we
good.
met when you were here before, I believe.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was February. Yeah, it's the first time I've been in Parsonsfield where it has not been snow on the ground.
Well, wait a little while,
I was gonna say.
because it may.
I
Maybe
heard,
not take those, maybe they may change.
I heard it's feels like it's getting colder.
It is
outside.
cold, right?
Yeah.
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 I lost my jacket. The airplane.
Oh, no.
So it's supposed to be in today. We'll see.
I forget too, where are you coming from?
Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh, that's right, okay,
Yeah, 'cause you
yep.
have family in is it Henderson?
Hendersonville, that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful, Asheville's beautiful, but is it,
It's getting a little warm right now
Yeah.
for my liking.
but has it kind of picked up, cleaned up, and cleared up from all the,
It's coming back.
yeah.
It's a process, and I think they're starting to kind of like focus like on getting the bridges back. 'Cause a lot of people have like houses that are like on rivers that are like, here goes the road, here's the river, here's their house.
Yeah.
The bridge is washed out.
Oh,
And
geez.
how do we, kind of like 2023 when y'all had like those December,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
that rain event, kind of similar to that. Maybe just like on steroids.
Yeah.
It seems like, I don't know, I wasn't here, but I've heard, I was reading about it not too long ago about how folks are kind of dealing with the same issues. So we're getting back.
Oh, yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Mm.
This summer's probably make or break for a few businesses if they can get the revenue back in.
Sure.
Because we're just, we're tourism based, so it's trying to, get those people to, hey, we're open for business.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks, Scott.
So, I wanted to take the opportunity while we were up here just to meet with y'all again. And when Laura and Asker were here, they're part of our team based in Copenhagen. I'll let you guys introduce yourself, but important, very important folks within the management of the property and how we manage the property.
Uh-huh.
So we thought it would be just great to listen to y'all and see kind of, I think we started the discussion, and I think we kind of filled you in a little bit, but we started the discussion in February about maybe like things that Aaron, David, and Jennifer like kind of wanted to see, and things maybe we could improve communication. what's going on in the
Communication.
property.
Yeah, that was a big
thing.
one.
Yeah.
Like put stuff on the town Facebook, like if we're doing something, put it on the Facebook page. I think some of that, so I think, and we met with, we debated, I don't know if we're gonna end up doing it, there's what's it called, the ATV riders.
Oh,
Club.
yeah.
Land share riders.
Land share riders, yeah, we were thinking about meeting with them tomorrow, but I think the weather we were gonna meet out, maybe a little bit rainy.
Ooh, yeah.
So we might just meet at the Land Vest offices instead of getting soaked, sending them on a transatlantic flight, soaked, chilled to the bone.
Oh, no fun.
It's already a long flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for us, if you all can introduce yourselves and kind of where we're coming from, and I think for us, I'll let you go.
Yeah.
I'm talking. I'll stop.
Yeah, well, from all the way from Denmark, but it feels like home with the setting and the climate and everything.
Oh.
Pretty much the same. And Laura and I are a small sustainability team in a wider sense, where one thing is obviously around climate and biodiversity and resilience and all those fine words around how nature and climate interact and how we manage that space. But another thing, which is why I also want to come here, is all the whole thing around community engagement and linking up to that. And for me, the part that I also do, in these first sort of stages of us getting in on Limited. It's all around getting as many views as possible on what interests are there, how is the area used, how is it important to different community groups and so on and so forth. So we also have that well laid out and understood and updated in everything we do. We're a very small team in IWC altogether. We're 14 people all over the world. So communication lines is we have everyone's WhatsApp and we just talk.
Mm-hmm.
So that on our side, it's fairly easy to integrate it, and you guys are also a tight-knit lot. So conditions are there, and the interest is certainly also there. From my point of view, it's a lot around
Mhm.
getting all the views and
Mhm.
the users and what users interest and so on and so forth, including on First Nation side and so on and so forth. And maybe I should note just on ending on that before joining IWC, I had spent some time in a senior role in FSC, Forest Stewardship Council, the certification scheme that Levitt is certified to, and a lot of other forests around in Maine and the U.S. and the world. And that way of thinking is also very much what I carry in here.
Mhm.
Being involved with the community is not just about putting your plans out for comments and input. That's the basics. It also goes the other way around. Knowing getting a sense of feel and touch and connection to us is important.
So are you, just to kind of go back to square one, the organization that's going to be buying the Levitt plantation, or are you going to just manage it?
There's a fund,
Mhm.
Future Forest Fund, which will own.
Uh-huh.
And then we are implementing the fund. We do everything.
Okay.
So legally speaking, two different entities, but operationally the same.
Okay.
Mhm.
There are no people in the fund. We are the people in the fund.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and that fund is set up and hosted by BNP.
Wow. It's like international comes to Parsonsfield. Yeah.
And it's mostly European money, and we follow very much a European tradition around sustainability. Which,
And that's your focus, is?
Yeah.
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 Interesting. I understand that you were kind of accosted out in the parking lot, perhaps by one of the persons who's very interested in keeping a business in.
I chatted with Cliff for a few
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. We're here to try to meet as many stakeholders.
Yeah.
And so.
That's good. I think that's probably good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Laura?
As Aska said, I'm part of this team. I'm the forest ecologist at IWC. So I was very interested today as well as meeting all the people here for
Uh-huh.
their interest in the forest from the ecology side and conservation side of species that I know. So it's really fascinating to talk to everybody. Yeah, was very excited to meet you guys now.
You didn't come out the last time when you were here in February?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, so, but at least you were able to walk through and see a lot of it this time as opposed to being in the snow.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, we saw it in a bit more comfortable state than
Yeah.
you guys last time.
Well, and you're missing black flies too
Yeah.
because of the,
It's perfect.
yeah, maybe we better not mention
Yeah.
that part of
Well,
it.
it was mentioned by.
Oh, okay,
Oh, yes.
right.
And then we came a month earlier.
Yep, you can't get away from it, so,
It was nice to not have to wear like a mosquito net and swatting
yeah,
Yeah.
the time we were out there.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel very fortunate.
And we'll probably be back again in September, so
Uh-huh,
with the entire team, we might, if anyone sees a large group of European people in Parsonsfield, that's us.
okay,
That's us in a bunch of minivans.
okay.
Yeah, right.
As long as it's not big, black, unmarked SUVs.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it could be.
It could be.
It could
I
be.
doubtful. We're budget conscious.
Okay.
So we looked into that. We looked
Yeah.
into the big black unmarked SUVs, but then they were too expensive, so we got
They're
minivans.
probably all in use.
Right.
Yeah.
We
We won't go there.
Okay, let's not go there, right?
We rented minivans.
Right, yeah.
And so yeah. No, it's good to talk to Cliff for a few minutes outside and everyone today. So
Yeah. What did you think overall, just of, of the plantation itself and the topography and the types of trees and plants? And I mean, I feel like we are so lucky in this town to have that.
Oh, yeah.
And,
It's really beautiful. It's in such interesting space as well, so diverse from landscape and what you can see on different
Yeah.
parts of the forest. It's really, really amazing.
it's wonderful trails through it, and, it's just great for hiking and biking and everything else. I know I spend a lot of time there, so, yeah.
For sure. No, it's
Yep.
So honestly, at least up to this point, it's pretty much been, our involvement has pretty much been reactionary. If we get a complaint about something or a question about something, we'll usually forward that or talk to Dave DiGratola. But other than that, we really have not been that involved, good or bad. We have recently been getting better communications, which is excellent. I mean, we just as I mentioned when you guys were here before, we get a call, they're cutting the plantation down. So if we can know where things are going on, when trails are closed or open, for that matter, things like that. I mean, that's what we can publicize and help out, which will be good for everybody, really. Yeah.
So that's a lot around, with the communication and also providing that sure we have been transparent.
Yep, exactly.
Not just a general will, but also an interest in being that more proactive
Mhm.
from our side. But beyond being able to be reactive, what else would what else do you?
I think maintaining it the way it is, like, we
Yeah,
hate to see
yeah.
a lot change, and, it's just an amazing piece of property, so, I guess it's the cutting, the clearing, and the thinning, and I'm sure that's part of your plans for management. But what else do you see as being part of that management? Anything other than that, or?
Now it's very much around getting to know and learn and understand all of those dynamics, not just in the wildlife, but also sort of recreational, historic, cultural values, and so on and so forth. So I'd rather not say, we don't have a preconceived plan.
Mhm.
That's very much also why we have these conversations to understand, to get that input. The fund as such, which gets involved in temperate forests around the world, does have a intention, we call it the theory of change, where there's a lot around halting degradation, if you see that from a biodiversity nature point of view.
Mhm.
That's not that relevant here.
Mhm.
We see areas that need more attention and care in other forests,
Mhm.
put it like that. And then it's a lot around creating and improving, particularly small habitats, niche habitats. You have a lot of that up here, good ones, but just talked with mappers, and many of them are not mapped, so that might be
Uh-huh.
a place for us to start to get some of those on the map,
Mhm.
get an idea of what they are, what they can do. And then the last thing we try for us is to create connections between these, very much from a nature point of view. And then I think here we do have the additional layer of the dedicated local and wider recreational use of the forest, which we are very supportive of and happy of, because that also gives a share of common responsibility for the land,
Mhm.
and oversight, may I say, but if people dump trash or something like that, there's other good citizens that, spot it before maybe Dave does.
Yeah.
And we can do something about
Uh-huh,
it. So I think that's an important
Yeah.
aspect of it. So that's how I see things right now.
Uh-huh.
But very happy to be enlightened more. on issues.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Yep,
Sure does.
yeah. Anything that you think is important to come from the town that, you know, like Dave said, we pretty much, it runs itself and does what it does, and you know, we don't have a lot of oversight onto it, really.
No,
Except
no.
except maybe when there are trail issues, but, yeah. How do you feel about trails being made in it, like, you know, snowmobiles or ATVs or?
The snowmobiles are permitted by the rule of the easement on the property, so that's something that is legally
Uh-huh,
binding. I think right now, so what I've talked, and bicycles are allowed on it, hiking, I think basically all non-motorized recreation, with the snowmobiles being the sole kind of allowed motorized. There's the ATV riders the previous owner has permitted to pass through. And at this point, I don't see why we would change that. I think those folks are conscientious and help police kind of pick up trash and make sure things are running well, because if they didn't, they could lose that privilege. So I don't see that being changed. You know, I think now I feel kind of similar. It seems like it's been running okay, and so what we would probably propose would be just to continue status quo, but also just use opportunities for outreach if there's things that are interesting, you know, to the community. Then I think we'd be happy to listen to that and see if that makes sense. You know, if, hey, we should do this here or something here. We'd be happy to collaborate and listen. So that's the way I would probably approach it. So I think maybe it's an opportunity to just take stock of things and see if there are, hey, this area actually would make sense to, maybe we could have a spot where we could park 3 cars here or something, because a lot of people are coming here and they're parking along a public road that it's causing, you know, maybe a little bit of dangerous situation. So let's make a spot where we could actually have people park, you know, whatever. So maybe that's, I think the opportunity here is just to see, you know, if there are, and it doesn't have to be tomorrow, it could be in 3 years or something. But at that point, you know, I think we want to be just open to new ideas. And so that's kind of what I'm thinking about, and I don't know how that works if you all are thinking similar. You know, the easement is, in the easement holders are the Maine Department of Lands. It is a working forest easement, so forestry will continue on it, you know, as part of the, you know, part of the financial rationale for acquiring the property. We don't propose really any changes to that. It's probably going to be similar to what has been done. So I think that is a good opportunity to inform people, you know, because there are a lot of residences around there. And if I were in a residence and trees started falling behind my house, I would kind of be a little bit concerned if I hadn't heard about it. So I think that might be an opportunity. You know, I would plan on, you know, Colin and David, when we are harvesting around residences, to actually inform those people specifically. But I think also, given that there are, I don't want Cliff riding on a bike trail and a tree falls on him. You know, I think those are things where, you know, put signage up for users, people accessing. So they're not creating dangerous situations. And hey, this area is under active harvest. Maybe that is a good area to stay away from for the next month.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that is good.
So,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it all, you know, that's how it does come to fruition. You know?
Sounds good. Right.
I want to walk the walk, not just talk it. So that's kind of where I would put on Colin and David as our local management team to try to do that whenever possible, which should be possible, because we're not going to be harvesting it, you know, 365 days a year. So,
Right.
And then if there are issues, then we can deal with them. But as part of the social kind of in fabric, you know, logging and forest operations are part of the historic area, so we talked about like kind of hunting and part of that also being like a local, it's traditional, and allow people to continue to hunt. That was part of the easement,
Uh-huh.
but then, when you don't want someone, it's like kind of like forest, you don't want a tree to fall on someone, I don't want to have someone shoot at someone walking their dog on
Right.
accident,
Right.
so
Right.
keep those uses compatible, but make sure everyone's being conscientious of others and what are the different uses.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually don't walk in there in November.
Yeah, no.
That's,
Everyone's pretty aware, I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone's pretty aware.
Yeah.
Maybe I wear an orange vest.
Absolutely.
My mom used to paint orange X's on our tan horse growing up during
Yeah.
the
Uh-huh.
hunting
Yeah.
season.
Good idea.
And so those types of things.
Yeah.
But you're local and you know that this
Right.
is being done at this point in time. And
Yeah.
there's a harvest here. This is being done at this point in time, so we're going to stay away because there's log trucks coming in and out. There's heavy equipment.
Right.
Because that would be, I think, the ultimate tragedy if someone were hurt or injured or killed or something.
Yeah.
Because you were doing something on the property, and that would be the end of probably all of our work and
Yeah.
Everything. Because it is a public access point.
Yeah,
But it's coexisted for a long time.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's not going to be rocket science to make it keep
Mhm.
doing that. But also, like I said, opportunity to improve it.
mhm,
From your all's perspective, are there things, I mean, like I said, this doesn't have to be today, it can be, as you're, something came to mind when I was driving home, in 3 weeks. But if there are opportunities where we can do things, I think you mentioned like a parking spot or, if those things come up, I would encourage y'all to contact David and Colin, and then they can take things, they can either make a decision and say, yeah, we can do that, or if it's something they feel that they want to raise to our level, they can raise it. So
Mhm.
I just encourage you to keep that line of communication open both ways.
mhm,
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah, because we're excited to be here, but excited to be part of the community. I think we were walking around and I felt like our forestry blood was flowing. Just walking around today, and it's great because I'm said to me I'm an office, I'm a mouse clicker,
Oh,
most
wow.
days.
Yep.
So it's nice to be, you really start to feel like, hey, this is where it hits home.
yep.
Mhm.
For
Yeah.
for all of us in different ways. So, yeah.
How many acres does the fund own or manage, do you know? Is that a public number?
Well, we were in the early stages. I don't have that number yet,
No.
but it's, I think for the time being, Livet is the single biggest, largest tract. A couple in New Zealand.
I was gonna say, I guess we couldn't call them acres everywhere, huh?
Yeah.
Like-
We need to make the conversion.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
yeah, that's the toughest part.
Give me a
You-
second,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I've learned to do those conversions in my head.
Yeah.
Hectares to acres.
Yep,
Yeah, I think Levitt will be eclipsed in size fairly soon by a property in Alabama.
oh, wow.
And the New Zealand properties they're coming on as well. So it's developing, and
Yeah.
we hope to acquire more. We looked at a property in Waterford,
Oh.
that's now been sold, so
Oh,
we
yep.
were a little late on it. But we're looking to acquire more, build a footprint and kind of do, what we're doing, expand our management around. But I don't think it would be huge, it would be like 1 million acres,
Uh-huh.
Maybe we could have 50,000 in the US, maybe at some point in the future.
Tell me the name again of what you are, like what the fund, or, the group that you are. Do you have a website? Do you have a,
Yep. We're called International Woodland Company.
okay,
It's been around since 1991. We're still around. CEO, who was also a trained forester, set up the company, and then it was a one-man shop for 8-10 years. All in Copenhagen, and in the beginning, most activity in Europe, the Baltics,
Yeah.
Ireland, France, and then slowly went global from there.
Mhm.
But we have 3 different business arms that operate very separately. We're the forest investments management arm, and there's a smaller agricultural team that are not active in the US. And
That's our
then
website right there.
Oh, nice, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can see our lovely faces on there.
Okay.
They're about our background.
I'll hang on to this. Do you guys want to see it, or?
I'll take a look
Okay,
later.
yep.
I think it was on my email when I
Okay.
emailed y'all
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
It might be a link to that.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
And no worries. And we're, since a year and a half, the majority are owned by this French bank called BNP Paribas. But we're our own entity and our own board,
Mhm.
own processes and all of that.
Mhm.
But that's why, yeah, sometimes the fund is referred to as the BNP
Mhm.
fund. So, yeah. I think the basic numbers, including acreage and so forth, are secret, but they're not meaningful right now.
Right, right, yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
As in a
understood.
year and a half time, then we make a lot more
Okay.
sense.
I'll keep that question on the back burner.
Did you ever watch like the like tennis at all on TV?
Yeah.
Yeah,
My in-laws watch it a lot, but the BNP Paribas sponsors
Oh,
like the French Open. And
oh, interesting, okay.
so if you ever see that,
Yep.
you see their little logo.
okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you've probably seen the logo, you just don't.
Right.
know it.
It's
Yeah.
something. Yeah, it's
It's a
like
big bank.
Yeah.
yeah, you know, Aaron.
Yeah.
It's a big.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, they're mostly big in Europe and Asia, and less so in the Americas.
Right. Yeah, it's sort of Europe's equivalent of Bank of America.
Okay, uh-huh.
Yeah.
yeah, Bank of France, basically.
Right.
Mhm.
For sure, the Bank of France.
Yeah.
But I think they're kind of everywhere. I'm sure you've got one in Denmark.
Not so much.
Oh, really?
They are in Denmark, but that's mostly to help various clients. They don't offer private banking in Denmark.
Oh, okay.
They do a lot of like other branches. They have like house,
Yeah,
real estate, things like this.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yep.
No banking.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they also have a big office up in Toronto. So they're around.
Hmm.
New York, yeah.
New York.
Yeah, but it's mostly commercial banking in those areas. Yeah.
But they're 5-digit staff, I think, if not more.
Hmm.
And we're 14 and the 14. Different world.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Get perspectives right here.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a transition for me. I was part of the company. I've been with the company for 14 years, and came on, when I was in my 20s, and it was a small, very, regional,
Mhm.
very niche company. My wife says, I feel like I can kind of describe what you do now to people, like after over a decade of marriage,
Right.
kind of know, but yeah, it's a little bit. It was very independent, very nimble. We had which is a double-edged sword. Now we have a bigger backer, which
Yeah.
is also a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
I think it comes with a lot of benefits, but there's a little more. We can't just kind of create our own path now, as we probably used to do. Which,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe that's a good thing,
Yep.
But
Yeah.
it's interesting to see the evolution of something when it's a small thing to,
Mhm.
to now we're part of a
Mhm.
big group.
Yeah.
And maybe just to add on that one, on what it is we do, I've only spent 2 years explaining my wife that, but and that's the where we are and where we were from the beginning. It's very much pension scheme money. So it's not wealth management. It's not hedge fund money. It's not that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
They're not interested in forest. That's
Yeah.
too solid and slow. And,
Right.
Right, yeah.
You can't really hear it. or
Can't make
speak
that
it.
much money on
No.
it.
So it's the long-term investment in pension schemes, and very much it's European pension schemes. that do
Interesting,
it,
yeah.
I think.
Huh.
Because there you also often have that pension holders in general assemblies vote through
Mhm.
all sorts of priorities and policies, and that's very prevalent in Europe and also in Oceania. And they all have biodiversity and climate objectives and sustainability requirements that comes from the pension holders.
Mm.
So that's sort of where we are, and that's sort of the money that backs up us
Mhm.
the pension holders.
Interesting.
Those pension schemes have 3, 4, 5% in forest because you know it.
It's stable, yeah.
Yeah.
It's stable.
Yeah.
And they need to be able to guarantee that they can also pay out in 40 years.
Yeah.
Much better than forest. The trees grow even what happens to
Anything
global
else,
trade
right?
Or anything
Yeah.
else.
Right,
They just grow.
right.
So it's good to have.
Mm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Huh, very nice.
All right, anything else? I mean, I'm happy with what we're hearing, and,
Good.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I think, we just want to keep the lines of communication open.
Absolutely.
Again, Dave DiGatola and Colin, they're the boots, they're
See
the
you.
boots
Bye.
on the ground,
Good
so
weekend.
This weekend, guys.
we're just, I'd love to be involved all the time, but,
Mhm.
they, I think that communication go back and forth, so we're just happy to support it.
mhm, yeah,
Yeah.
good.
That's good.
Yeah, appreciate y'all just kind of taking the time to meet and, chat about it. And yeah, there's always, the what do I say, the door is always open. So for us, if anything comes up, it's, they can, or for you all, if anything comes up, you go right to them. And I think you all have their contact.
Mhm. Or at least Dave's, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and so,
And now you also have members.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no.
That's it.
For some reason, well, just so, I'm a big proponent of you don't email just one person, email 2 people, because they might not get back to you, they're out of the office, they had a medical emergency, whatever. So for some reason, if you can't get a hold of David, you can always, I'm happy to check in if something,
Mhm.
hey, I've tried to call
Okay.
Dave, talk to him, and he's not replying, because they
I'll be
are
right back.
definitely not our only client.
Yeah,
Excuse me, we are
Yeah,
not.
we're not their only
yeah,
client.
yeah.
We are not their only client, so he has other people that he answers to, and,
Mhm.
I wish they only worked with us.
Right, right.
But if he's not getting back to you, then feel free, if something especially is time sensitive,
Yeah, yeah.
something, whatever it is, then I'm always available,
Okay.
email or call, you have my contact info, so.
Mhm. Super.
Yeah, so, we're just, appreciate the time to chat and,
Mhm.
appreciate, appreciate your ear.
Yeah, and you know where
Thank
we
you.
are.
Yeah.
I mean,
We
Yep.
do, you're right down the
Yeah,
road.
we're like the forest, okay? We don't really go that far,
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
we got good roots.
Yep. Oh, love it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's a lot of forest analogies, but,
Going to continue to call it the Levitt Plantation? Okay.
so we are calling it Levitt Forest.
Oh, okay.
We had some issues with the word plantation.
I got it, yeah.
Not maybe us personally, but it's called Levitt Forest.
Okay.
Because it's a forest. It was a plantation back in the day, but Levitt Forest, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah, everything, trying to keep things consistent
Uh-huh.
as possible.
Yeah.
But y'all can call it Levitt Plantation if that's,
Yeah, I
like the
think
local.
the original easement refers to it as Levitt Plantation, so
Yeah, and
we'll
that-
probably.
And that
keep
will stay, that easement
locally.
is
Yeah,
not changing, so we just,
Right.
we have like a local, company that owns it called Levitt Forest.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I
So
like it.
If you ever see that, then that's us.
Okay.
Call them.
Yeah, I'm the sole director of that company or whatever it
Mhm.
is, so,
Okay.
which means not a lot. I get to sign forms every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, no, but appreciate your time.
Yeah.
I think we don't need to take any more of it, so you can actually talk to more of your constituents, but, yeah, anything comes up, please don't hesitate.
Yeah,
Awesome.
very good.
Yeah, thank
Thanks for coming
you.
in.
Yeah.
Absolutely, thank you.
Stay warm, stay warm. This
Safe
is
travels back home.
this is unusual.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
I'm okay with the brief cold spell, because I
Yeah, right?
only got bitten by like 3 mosquitoes today.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's
So
not too
I-
bad.
5 ticks.
Yeah.
I have to check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do your tick checks.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
saw one in my neck.
Yep,
Oh, boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, yeah.
One of those things to check
Nice to
on.
meet you.
All right, I got-
Perfect.
Get your chips and your kombucha.
Yeah, I know. we had
Yep.
to-
My husband just started making it. Kombucha.
Oh, I'm a maker.
Are you too?
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
wouldn't say it's good. My
My wife will not drink it. I'm the only consumer of it, although
Well, I think that probably holds true of my family too.
it got me off from drinking like Pepsis.
Yes,
so-
good, yeah.
So that's what's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Good.
Although I might have a Moxie tonight, we'll see.
Well, there you
Oh,
go.
for
Come
sure.
on, you're in Maine.
Absolutely.
You're in Maine.
That's what I said, when in Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah, when in Rome, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, well, safe travels, folks.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Yeah, take care.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And thanks for letting us use the facility
Oh,
today.
yeah.
Really
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Probably anytime, just let us know,
Uh,
and we can set something up. if you
Yeah,
need.
thank you so much. This
Yeah.
is very helpful.
Sure.
Yeah, take
Y'all
care.
take care. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. All right, we're gonna end this workshop.